By the way, is my voice clear?
Yeah,
Okay. Now,
very clear.
where's this person originally from? The one who called you.
He's from Beijing,
Oh, so he
from North Refineries.
did he speak Arabic or English with you?
No, it's Arabic.
Okay. Now, let me let me talk to you about what we've assigned you to do in from our
In
previous
our last meeting?
in our last meeting. We were
Yeah.
supposed to talk a little bit about paraphrasing and also visit the lovely listening. Um, I am very impressed. I don't know why you think it's a low score, but I am very impressed with your response to the questions, especially the last 10, because I can see some good, steady progress in the last 10 questions of listening. These are the most challenging questions.
It's great since you see you see this is an interesting score, but for me, I don't think because you know what, I was a little bit confused when I've done the test because I don't know, I had many phone calls. I was confused. I don't know why. I lost my focus on by the last 10 questions. So the sentences were passing me, or the talk was passing me, and I missed everything.
Okay, well, of course that we are not dealing the kind of situation that you're dealing with right now is a considerably extreme situation because there's distraction from everywhere. There's distraction from phone calls, which is something that you should bear in mind. And in your condition, it's really difficult since you may be called from an agent or a client or a big company, and you need to have access to your phone so you can respond back and maintain some good quality business. So I think there is an exception here. But what I like about what you did is that despite all of this distraction and multitasking activities that you've done, I'm still seeing very higher score. It's 6.5. And by the way, when we talk about 6.5, it's either 6 or 7 in IELTS score. And I'm not sure if you hear me.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay. Now, it's when you get 6.5, it's either 6 or it's 7 or it's 6.5. So it's a range. It is not fixed. So if you're getting a score of 6, it's either 5.5 or 6 or 6.5. If you get 6.5, it's either 6 or 6.5 or 7. So there is higher chance that you're within this spectrum.
Okay.
The other impressive thing that you've done is with paraphrasing.
Yeah.
And I think this is a great weapon if you sharpen your skills.
Yeah.
In 1 second.
Okay.
If you sharpen your skills with paraphrasing, it's going to be highly advantageous to you
Yeah.
to be able to at least settle the foundation for the introduction of the essay. Is this a phone call to you?
Yeah, just let me.
Okay.
I don't know who's this, so I'll keep it silent. Or give me one second, please.
Sure, take your time.
الو السلام. هلا حبيبي. هلا بيك. ايه. اهلا وسهلا. اهلا وسهلا بيك. ايه. اي في اوت اوف ستوك هسه. اوت اوف ستوك والله ما واصل بعدي. اي والله مخلصين هسه، يعني اسبوع 10 ايام يجوز يوصل. هو واصل بس يعني منتظرين كتاب فحص. ايه. دولارين و15 و10% بونص. ماشي. يا صيدلية هسه أنا أدز لك إياه، عندي مندوب صلاح الدين هون، بس المفروض ينزل دجيل هسه أبلغه وإن شاء الله هم يمر لك. بس اسم الصيدلية بدون زحمة. أوكي. بالدجيل نفسه بسوق الدجيل. ماشي صار حبيبي، صار حبيبي. سوري.
No worries. Now,
So
in our meeting of today, now since we've talked about a little bit of your daily schedule and the busyness, it's a word. I don't know if you know it or not, but I would love to have you check it out
I
here.
know this
It's
word.
busyness, not business.
Busy.
Busy.
Yeah, it's being busy.
Yes, the state of being busy is probably a detriment factor of the amount of time that you spend with the quality of training that you have for IELTS. And since we've been trying to put you on track of good academic writing and good productivity, I really think it's really hard to give you enough time to do reading. So just let me check if on average per week, how much time can you dedicate to do short reading? But don't give me exaggerated period of time. Just give me a tentative period that you can dedicate to do reading.
Per week or per day?
Per week. Per day, I know that you're busy most of the time.
I can have 30 to 1 hour, 30 to 60 minutes per day.
Okay, quite surprised. Okay.
It's when I have my lunch break, so I think I feel free from 12 to 1 or 12:30.
Okay, perfect. Now, in our meeting of today, I just want to ask you to tell me about the major challenges that you have with listening, because I truly believe that the person can medicate, can heal, can treat himself if he always talk about what he struggles with, because that is going to generate some sort of subconscious picture in his mind about the case he's struggling with, and that is going to enable the mind to create a framework to address and treat this case. So in your case, I truly love to hear you constantly talking about the major challenges that you have with your listening.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but my let's say my missed answers mainly they were between question 31 to 40.
Okay.
I have two wrong answer or three. I think it's three wrong answers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I had within 30 questions.
30, 34, 35, and 36, and 39.
Yeah.
But
I think it's these questions from 30 to 40. I think they were conclusion or let's say it's something like conclusion answers, not direct answers. So
of course,
I think I need to be more focused when I do the test. I think this will solve this problem. I'll have some mistakes. I know. I totally accept it, but I think I need to be more focused when I do the test. That's my opinion.
more
Because
focused
as you
is
see, my answer sheet here is in front of me on my laptop. I have question 4, question 9, question 16, and 23. They out of 33 questions,
yeah.
I have only those 4 wrong answers, while I have 34, 35, 30, 36, 39 within 7 questions. I have 4 out of 7, so more than 50% from my missed answers they were from the last questions. As I told you, I think it's a let's say it's a focusing issue with me, and not because of the phone calls, but I think it's because of the let's say it's because of the Because of the conclusion questions.
Well, when you start taking IELTS listening section, the level of difficulty is scaled up. So the first 10 questions are not quite challenging. They're just spelling down some basic information, and you just need to make sure that you spell that correctly. And then when you migrate, you move to station 2, which is second batch of questions. Since we have 40 questions, the researchers in IELTS Council, what they do is that they divide the level of difficulty or level of complexity into 4 sections. The first one is general information. The second one is more
advanced,
detail-oriented type of questions. The third one is the same, and the fourth one is analytical answers or deductions, استنتاجات. So most of test takers struggle with the last one. But the only difference that the highly skilled English listeners do is that they set them apart by finding the right answers based on the analysis and the mental skills that they've developed from critical listening. So when we talk about critical listening, we're talking about, first of all, critical listening is listening to evaluate the content of the message, and then analyzing it and concluding some basic information about the answers. And this is a feature of the advanced level English listeners. Because it's a feature of advanced English speakers, some people struggle with it because they are not advanced English speakers. But once they develop some sort of consistency of listening extensively to multiple recordings over a longer span of time, they would definitely be able to master that quite efficiently with no struggle, with no difficulty at all. So you just need to do is to do this sort of training again and again and again, because IELTS score is a matter of a trick. You take it, and then once you understand the whole framework of this trick, you would be able to get a higher score in it.
Okay. Also, sorry for interrupting you, but I think the time required to read the questions before listening to the conference or whatever the question's about, I think it's short for me just to go through the questions. Also, do you hear me, Mr. Walid?
I do hear you. Yes, I'm listening.
Oh, okay. Also, I think my fault was because I don't have a draft paper, and then I moved the answers to the answer sheet. I think I'll use this method by the next time.
I suggest, I don't know, but this is me. If I go to this kind of test, I'm not going to use a draft for listening. I'm going to use a draft for writing. That is going to save you some time.
For sure, writing, sure, but I think I need this just, let's say, just to train or to get used to the test, and then I'll
of course.
Just I need 2 to 3 tests just to do them, and then I'll be back I'll be back to the answer sheet or to answer directly on the answer sheet.
Okay, now let me tell you something about IELTS, because this is something that we've been talking a lot about, and when we talk about listening, I think it's better to understand that there are 4 types. There are 4 types of listening that you listen to, and each one of them has around 10 questions. The first recording is a conversation between 2 people set in everyday social context. So this is something we call general English. The purpose of this listening, do you see it's in the chat box? So the purpose of...
Just give me 1 second, and I'll be back to my laptop. I'm just making coffee.
You don't have to go back to your laptop. I can tell that to you directly.
Okay.
the first listening is quite funny because it measures how much you know about general conversations and general speaking and general English skills, which is the easiest one. Everybody can
Yeah.
pass that with 10 out of 10, with minimal amount of errors. The second one is a monologue set in everyday social context, like a speech about local buildings or about local services or about something within social life. And it's a monologue. A third one is a conversation. Now we're moving from analyzing general conversations and looking for general details to listening to a monologue. And this is how experts measure the efficiency of people and their ability, their listening ability. The third one is a conversation with between two people or among more than two people in educational training context. And we need to understand that one of the features of IELTS it's the test that only measures how people perform in academic context. So most of the questions are academically oriented.
Yeah.
And the third is a monologue about an academic subject or a university lecture.
The fourth one.
Yeah. About a lecture in biology or geography or history, but it does not demand any background information about the subject. So if the subject is about math, it does not demand any sort of background information. You just need, but that does not mean that you do not. You need to have some sort of vocabulary to help you understand and synthesize the topic. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to respond efficiently to the answers. Since you are very good in general conversation questions and monologues and conversations, when it comes to classes in academic field, some people just struggle a little bit.
Yeah.
And by course of time, we can definitely be able to overcome this obstacle because you need to plan and see and match the information between the monologue and the kind of answer sheet that you have in order to find a better version of the answer. And that's it. That's for listening. That's probably probably the most important part. But the thing is, sometimes it limits you. Like you have to write no more than 2 words. And it depends on the test evaluation to see. Like one of the answers that you had in your answer sheet was take the train. For answer number 9,
Number 9. Yeah.
take the train. And sometimes the answer is matching the answer sheet that is given to the by the test evaluators, and sometimes they don't match. Like even with one single spelling error or mistake, there might cause some sort of problem, and the test taker might be marked down because of that. So it is, it's actually quite tricky, and sometimes the test takers or testees are prejudiced because of that. What you wrote in your answer sheet for number 7, let me just pull the answer.
Seafood, yeah.
No, not seafood.
Number 7 is seafood. I have the answer sheets in front of me.
It's not this one.
It's one word. I made a space. I just put a space and I lost the score.
Yeah. So, give me a second. Let me just see that here. I think I'm talking about the train, not these.
Sorry? Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the train. The train.
Yeah, it's number nine.
Number 9. Uh, you wrote catch the train, but the right answer is take the train.
Yeah.
So just because you wrote catch the train, you are just marked down because it's considerably, well, it's the same meaning, almost the same meaning,
I should write.
but you have to write no more than 2 words within the within the limits that is given to you by IELTS. And this is like really tricky. If I am in your shoes, I would definitely choose take the train. So I am not the person who should be blamed here. It's just the test design is stupid. The other thing that I noticed, Ahmed, which is quite interesting, is something we call, and this is about your writing. This is something we call collocations. When it comes to writing, we need to always
What
ask
do you mean by?
mutalazimat, something that comes like
Yeah,
like.
I've went through this sheet you sent.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yes.
But
So
the first one from the last week was boring.
say it again.
The sheet from the last from our last meeting was boring.
Um,
I don't know why.
yeah, I
I felt
mean,
this.
it's, well, test sheets are like medicine. Some people don't. Some people like it. Some people don't like it. Or it depends. Uh, so when we talk about collocations in writing, I really think that it's. But by the way, which one do you mean?
It was about the writing. The writing.
Okay.
Uh, Let me just go through it. Just go through the chat, and I'll give you the exact name. It's called IELTS Academic General IELTS General Task 2: How to Write and at a Band 9 level by Ryan Higgins, zlevel.org. Okay. It's the PDF for about 88 pages.
Well, that's a
But
that's a book. That's a book, and it's boring because we haven't talked a little bit about it yet, in detail. So it might be something that we should take it a little bit slower, with a slower pace. However, let me just go through the list of collocations because this is a major issue that a lot of test takers have in common, which is when they start writing, they are
because
evaluated. They are
I think
evaluated.
some people use the wrong verb for the wrong adjective or noun.
Yes. Here, like for example, where is it? One second. So
Okay.
see here. One feature of advanced students is that they use wide range of vocabulary fluently and flexibly. Deal? Second, they skillfully use uncommon lexical items, but there may be occasional inaccuracies in word choices and collocations. Produce rare errors in spelling and or formation. This is band 9. Band 8. Sorry. So in this part, you need to make sure to carefully choose words that come together. And this is something we call collocations. It's a feature of advanced level writers and speakers. It's called collocations. Okay? So
Yeah.
in this list here that we do have, I'm switching back and forth between the rubrics that are given to IELTS test takers. Let me just write that down here and send it to you. I'm sending many images, so just be patient with me.
It's okay. It's okay.
But you can definitely refer back to them whenever you have some time to do so. Now, for band 9, Ahmed, if you see it, do you see it?
It's no, it's just loading. So yeah, it's band 8.
Band 8.
You sent me. Yeah.
Sufficiently addresses parts of the task sufficiently, and that means around probably 85 to 95 sufficiently. Addresses all parts of the task, present a well-developed response. So there is some development going on, starting from point 1 to point 2, introduction, body, and conclusion. Well-developed response to the questions with relevant, extended, and supported ideas. Sequence information and ideas logically. So for a reader, they just make sense.
Okay.
I am not shifting back and forth and confusing readers, because readers don't see you. They don't see your face. They don't see your body gestures. They don't see your hand movements.
They see my text.
So they only see the text. It's like Morse code, Shifrat Morse. So you need to make sure that everything you have in mind should be clearly stated.
Okay.
Okay? So sequence of information and ideas logically manages all aspects of cohesion and use paraphrasing. C. Paragraphing sufficiently and appropriately. Paragraphing is organization of paragraphs. Paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4. They should be sequenced appropriately.
It's the cohesion and coherence and cohesion, right?
That's, yes. Third, which is our topic of today, and I'm really seeing that very clear in your writing, we should focus a little bit on, and that's why I gave you this activity of collocations. So the activity of collocations is just to help us understand that some words come with certain words, but they do not come with other words. So uses a wide range of vocabulary fluently and flexibly to convey precise meanings. Skillfully uses uncommon lexical items. So he uses uncommon lexical items, but skillfully. Like, they are not common in conversation, they're common in academic writing, but he uses them skillfully. But there may be some occasional inaccuracies in word choice and collocations. And this is our part. So we are only talking about collocations because we cannot address everything. We can just deal on a case by case. Yeah. Produces rare errors in spelling and or word formation. So if you have 1 or 2, 3 errors, you are permitted to do so because they are errors. They are not mistakes.
Yeah.
And last but not least, uses a wide range of structures. The majority of
the grammar.
Of course, I love it. And the majority of sentences are error-free. The majority of sentences are error-free and makes only very occasional errors or inappropriacies. And that's it. Now, let's close this picture
okay.
and just go to the previous one, which is the verb collocations.
Yeah.
Have a bath, have a drink, have a good time, have a haircut, have a holiday, have a problem, have a relationship, have a rest.
Have lunch, have sympathy.
Have sympathy. But we do not normally say make a bath or make a drink.
Or do a bath.
We say make a drink if we invite people to have them to drink something with us. But this is like very rare case. So do business. We're not making business. We are doing business. So if you use the word do, you're just and this is going to indicate that your level of English is not as high and sophisticated as when you say do business.
But I can say I have nothing to do
Of course, but when
instead of doing nothing. Do nothing.
do nothing or have nothing to do is completely okay. But when we
Yeah.
say he does nothing every day,
Yeah.
instead of saying he makes nothing,
Yeah.
we have to say do. Do something, do someone a favor. يعني سوي لك معروف.
سوي معروف.
Okay. Do the cooking, do the housework, do the shopping, do the washing up, do your best, do your hair, do your homework. I am not intending to have you memorize them. I just want you to see the pattern.
I just went through the link you've sent. I went through about 50 to 60% of the link, and
That's
we
okay.
had our meeting. So
That's okay. I think that's the best thing that you can do. We are not after memorizing or studying extensively this form. We're just, generally speaking, understanding the pattern here. So make a difference, make a mess, make a mistake, make a noise, make an effort, make furniture, make money, make progress, make room. هنا من نريد نقول نحرز تقدم. بعض الأحيان نقول achieve progress. بس الأفضل أنه تقول make progress.
yeah. Okay.
We say achieve progress لأنه بالعربي نقول يحقق تقدم. So sometimes your brain tricks you. دماغك يخدعك. Sometimes. And it tells you that this is the word that you should choose, but it proves that it's not. سوي لي مجال.
Sorry.
يعني إذا تريد تقول سوي لي
Make a
مجال.
space.
Okay, so make space, بس هي make room. Okay, we say make space for bigger sizes. Like I would say for a room. We have to make space for the furniture, but make room for me. It's a tinier, okay, place. Make trouble يسوي مشاكل. احنا مرات نقول يعني إذا واحد migrating from Arabic to English, they would say they do lots of troubles, but in fact it's they make troubles.
Make it troubles.
So we need this when we come to writing, because sometimes when we talk about, for example, the unstable value of dollar, does trouble or makes trouble?
I think it makes.
Okay, so it makes trouble. So that's the better version of what we should say here. Simply, that's the point. Okay, so far. Okay, now what other challenges did you have? I don't know if you have any other challenges with listening besides being, distracted or always getting phone calls while you're trying to focus.
I told you about my challenges. I think I'll just train using a draft paper before transferring the answers to the sheet. Also, I need to be more focused on. I think if I've done more tests, I'll get better. I'll get a higher degree or higher score.
Okay, well, this is something probably you're gonna keep doing over this time to get to a very acceptable and decent level in your response to the questions that we do have here. Now, going to the next one, the next document that I truly love, it's the paraphrasing.
The one you sent today?
No.
Yeah. I've went through.
The paraphrasing.
Yeah, I went through it. Yeah, I know it. It's the PDF. It's the book, right?
No, it's not the PDF. It's the Word document. It says Ahmed.
Okay.
Just open it.
Here in front of me. Yeah, I opened it. Hello?
I hear you.
Yeah, okay. It's open now.
Okay, so some people think it's the best to live in a horizontal city, while others think of vertical cities. Ahmed, I want to be on the same page with you, and
Yeah,
from now on, I want you to when I give you a writing assignment, I want you to write the assignment in the Google Sheet.
okay.
Okay, so here, for example, give me 1 second here, so we can. Let me just send you the link to the Google Sheet here, so you can have a look at it. It's gonna be much better because we just need to be on the same page here.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
the Google
I'll do.
document. Just click on it.
Yeah. Mm. Just give me 1 second just to use a Chrome. It's easier than the Microsoft Edge. I don't like it.
Okay.
Copy. Just look for Chrome. Paste. Okay. Okay.
Now, what
We
I
have
want you to do, I want you to go to the last. I see you now. I want you to go to the last page of this document.
Yeah.
It says Thursday, January 21st, 12:15. Do you see that?
Yeah, 12:15 to 1:15.
Okay, perfect. Now, the first sentence that you see here is the one that I asked you to paraphrase.
Just I have one question. Does this link is a fixed link, so I can mark
It's
it up, star it, so I'll have it all the time?
well, it is fixed and it's saved and you can
Okay.
access it at any time. And whenever you do any activity on this link, I get notification.
Okay, I bookmarked this link, so
Please
I
do.
can just write down everything here.
Yes. So everything we do as like a scheduled, so we can keep track of what we are doing, what we are progressing, and the starting point, middle point, ending point. So some people think that it is best to live in a horizontal city, while others think of a vertical city. He said moving to separate houses, cities is more preferable than moving into long building cities by some human being. Do you think? Do you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Now I know that you're thinking a little bit about what you said here, but the word "by some human being," it's not collocating well here. So it's not collocating well. That means they're not matching, like by some human being. You either have to say, well, first of all, when we write, we just need to use as many academic expressions as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
And in order to do so, we just need to shift human beings. We can say, for example, individuals. We can say inhabitant, residents, something like that. I think this sounds a little bit more formal.
More formally, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I lost this sentence or this phrase because it was the first one. I think.
Okay. Well, I mean, as much as I like that, there's always this chance of changing and shifting in the draft. So when you're writing your drafts, there would be higher chance that you can use this expression or next next expression out there. Just it's gonna help you a lot in the process of developing some sort of solid paraphrasing skills out there. And remember that the point of paraphrasing, the point of paraphrasing is to be able to introduce some good paraphrasing to the question that is given to us in IELTS introduction. So when we are given questions like these, just give me 1 second to show you some. Like for example, here,
in the Google Sheet?
no, I'm just sending it to you here.
On Skype?
No, Google Sheet.
Okay.
It's taking a little bit time to.
I think it's an internet issue or connection issue.
Yeah. So here, if you see it, I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah.
Some
people believe that studying at university or college is the best route to a successful career, while others believe that it's better to get a job straight after school. Discuss both reviews.
Okay. Now, in our meeting of today, we talked about paraphrasing and we talked about collocation. So I'm putting you under certain test here, and what I want you to do, I will give you a timer of 10 minutes.
Okay.
Let's imagine we are in a test.
Yeah.
And in this test, I want you to focus on two things. First, paraphrase this sentence. And while paraphrasing, you will be able, Ahmed, to produce the first sentence in the response to the IELTS task 2 writing assignment. And second, be able to choose the right words in 10 minutes. So since we practiced on collocations and since we practiced paraphrasing, what I want you to do now is to attempt, حاول, to give me a paraphrasing attempt to this question here. It's not a question. I do not want you to discuss both views. I want you to paraphrase both views. To give you an example, instead of saying some people believe that studying at university or college is the best route to a successful career, while others believe that it is better to get a job straight after school. Okay? Now, let's start. I want you to paraphrase this and state your opinion, because this is going to be the introduction of the essay.
Okay, so you want me to just to paraphrase the sentence, right?
Yes.
And give my opinion on both views.
Of course, but I do not want you to discuss views. I just want you to paraphrase this and state your opinion. 10 minutes maximum.
Okay.
If you finish in 5, I would be very thankful.